if you have work where you are constantly procrastinating it, or you think to yourself all the time that it's hard work and that you don't want to do it, there is a specific part of you that is holding you back. And if you use a simple process, you can take this part of you out of the equation, stop procrastinating permanently, and actually make the work that used to be hard, fun, and enjoyable. And this is something that's actually super easy to do. And I needed to do this because I was a master at procrastinating and a master at putting off any work that I thought of as hard. But I completely changed that by using this process. So like and subscribe if you're interested in this type of content and want to just become better at focus and productivity. Right, now, if you are in this state where you have work that you want to do, whether it be for school, for your work, or for a business that you're creating, right, your own personal endeavors, there's work that you have to get done, and you know this. But you're putting it off for what I found largely to be two main reasons. One is actually all about you. Now, your self-concept is going to determine 99% of your actions. Right? How you view yourself right now, your self-concept, everything about yourself, how you view it, is going to determine how you act. Right? And think of a scenario where this isn't true. Right? If you view yourself as a charismatic and confident person, then you're going to go out and talk to whoever you want to. But if you think of yourself as not social, you're more reserved, and that's how you think of yourself, then you're not going to go out and talk to people when you walk out in the streets. Right? You're just going to walk by. And that's a difference that is purely just of self-concept. Right? The situation could be the exact same. You could be walking past the exact same person, but two people will have a different reaction because one views themselves as confident and charismatic and the other just doesn't. They simply just don't. The same thing can be applied here for procrastination. If you view yourself as a procrastinator, if you've been telling yourself, like, I am a procrastinator for years on end, then obviously it's going to be a little harder to break if you're just trying to suddenly become not a procrastinator. But what you need to do here is find a process that works for you for changing your self-concept. The one that works for me the best, that I've used to transform a bunch of areas of my life, is to simply, whenever I get that thought, right, like for this instance of procrastinating, whenever I get the thought that, I don't really feel like doing this work is going to be hard, it's going to take up my time, when I think like that and I notice it, right, step one is when you have these thoughts, just catch it, just notice it. Notice that you're having a thought that is reinforcing this into you. And then, once you've caught it, all you have to do is so simple. Is just say the opposite in your mind. Just say the opposite is true more times than you advocate for the procrastination. So each time you have that thought about procrastination, 3 or 4 more times you say, no, I never procrastinate and I'm somebody who gets right to the work. I love doing hard work. Right? I jump at the chance to do hard work. Right? You say things like this instead. And each time you have a thought about procrastinating, and over time, it's going to get rewired to these thoughts, because these are the thoughts that are immediately preceding that. Right? When you implant these new thoughts right after you've had those negative ones that are reinforcing what you want to change, right? Now the pattern is going to be switched, right? Your mental pattern is going to be switched. And the default thought is now going to be, I'm a hard worker, right? I jump at the chance to do hard work. It's no longer going to be, I don't want to do this, I'd rather just do this and procrastinate. It's not going to be that anymore because you changed it at the core. Right? So that's the first thing, is learning how to just change your self-concept so that in general, when the opportunity presents itself to do the work on time, you don't procrastinate. Now, the second thing that you're doing that's making work harder to get done and making you procrastinate more is the concept that you have of the work itself. Right? And this is going to be a very mental video, right? This is going to be processes that are going to help you if you use your mind and actually go through them. But if you are in a place where you are always thinking of the work that you have to do every single time without fail, you're always thinking of it as this hard task that you have to do and overcome, right? You're putting the work up on a pedestal. Right? You're putting the work way up here, and you're putting your capabilities down here, and you're making it seem like that work is going to be near impossible. But you know that if you actually sat down and did it, it would take a couple hours, and it might be harder than you're used to. It might be taxing, but you're more than capable. Like, I guarantee you, you're more than capable right now to do the work that's in front of you. There's no part of you that is not capable of doing that work right now. So what you need to do, know this, know that you're capable of the work, realize it, and stop telling yourself that old story over and over again that this work that you have is very hard, that this work is going to take hours and hours out of your day, that this work is going to suck, right? Take all that out of the association with work. Right? You want to associate the work that you're doing with the positive outcomes, right? So hopefully, right, you enjoy at least part of your work, right? So try to associate it with enjoyment as much as possible. Any single time that you can get joy out of the work itself is something that you need to savor and reinforce so that work in general just becomes enjoyable. But the second thing you need to do is, when you have these instances and these thoughts, is to just literally reinforce it to yourself over and over again, as many times as it takes. Just constantly reinforce it into your mind that the work is easy and the work is fun. The work is easy, you enjoy the work, and that the results are going to be way worth the time put in. Right? If you can find enjoyment in the process and also preemptively use the results of the work to motivate yourself, right? Think about the end goal, not the work itself, but also be able to enjoy the process when you do it. There's going to be no reason for you to procrastinate, especially if you worked on your self-concept. Because, right, you don't procrastinate on things that you enjoy and get benefits from, right? You don't. Right? When's the last time that you procrastinated to get something good for yourself? Like, when's the last time you procrastinated on just filling out a lottery ticket, man? Somebody gave you a lottery ticket for free, right? When's the last time you were like, oh no, man, that's gonna be way too much work, and you know, the money's not guaranteed, so I'm not even gonna fill it out. It's way too much work, right? That has never happened to anyone ever, because it takes 2 seconds to scratch off a lottery ticket, and it could be free money, right? And that's how you have to look at your work, right? That it's easy, that it's something that's enjoyable, fun inherently, and that there's also inherently a benefit at the end of the tunnel. If you can take these two concepts, right, of just reworking your self-concept to no longer look at yourself as a procrastinator, and then also rework your concept of hard work itself and make the work that you have to do not hard work, but fun, easy, and actually beneficial to your life, then you're going to see a tremendous change. Right? You can use this in any area of your life, whether it be just your work. You can use this for the gym. you can use this for any sort of pursuit that you're starting and that is going to take effort. Right? Anything like that, apply these two concepts and you will get so much further ahead than any other time in your life. You'll actually be astonished at the results that you get from this. Right? So, with that being said, if you want to fast track your progress to becoming ultimately focused and just overly productive, then schedule a call with me with the first link in the description, or I will just coach you personally from my own experience and help you with your situation. Now, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe if you did. And as always, stay blessed.